Hello, this is Mr. Shropshire. I am the Business Studies teacher here at Burnage. What we provide is a GCSE in Business Studies, and this qualification will start to prepare your son for a career in a management or specialist role in a major company. Later in this presentation, I'm going to go through a few examples of well-paid business careers, type of jobs that a lot of people are not aware of, but are very well paid. Progression routes go from GCSE to college, into apprenticeships, or to university into a job. At university, or indeed at college, business studies is often combined with other subjects, in particular with law or economics. I'm just going to run through an outline of the pathways from school to work following a GCSE business studies. So, starting at school, studying the GCSE in business studies. A route that most people will be aware of is then go to college, study A level. At A level, you will study, or your son will study, 3 subjects. Many boys from Burnage who have gone on to study A levels in business have also studied law and economics. Another route is to do the BTEC level 3 in business studies. This is the equivalent, it is equal to 3 A levels. The A levels are mostly exams, and the BTEC will be mostly coursework with a small exam. But the GCSE will lead to either of these college qualifications. From there, it is possible to go with the A levels or with the BTEC level 3 onto university to do a degree in business, or a degree in economics, or a degree in law, or a combination of all 3. That would then lead to the beginnings of a career in management, in a business, a big company at the age of 22. There is an alternative route to a business career, and that is after the GCSE to do a BTEC level 3 at college for 2 years, and then to take a higher level apprenticeship in business management at age 18. So the university route will result in starting work, paid work at age 22. The higher apprenticeship route will involve starting work at age 18. Both of these routes start with a GCSE in business studies. So, what will your son study in the GCSE business studies? We'll spend a lot of time looking at case studies of major international companies that your son will know about. Companies such as Nissan, Toyota, Samsung, Apple, Google, Tesco, Tesla, and many, many more large companies. We'll study subjects such as global supply chains, efficiency and production processes, and large multinational businesses, mergers, takeover, and expansion. We'll study organizational structure and how to manage staff. We'll look at the influences on business, including legislation, the laws. That's where the law and the lawyer side of things comes in. We'll do risk analysis. We'll look at the economic environment and technology. We'll look at marketing, market research, promotions. We will do a unit of work on financial documents, including cash flow, break-even analysis, and statements of financial position. As well as studying how big businesses work, the skills your son will develop include real-world practical skills. The kind of skills that businesses need: break-even analysis, how to produce and analyze statements of financial position, market research skills, how to manage and develop staff, how to manage logistics, and the legal aspects of running a business. In order to help your son get the best grade possible, I will provide Saturday business studies exam revision sessions in Year 11. I will also provide overnight intensive revision sessions at our school's base in Bucksworth in the Peak District. Typical things that we look at in business studies. Analysing why investors have continued to invest in Tesla even when it was making a loss. Assessing the impact of the changes in interest rates set by the Bank of England. Analysing the merger of car companies Fiat, Chrysler and Peugeot. We'll analyse the ways in which BT's use of digital technology allows it to reduce its costs. We'll evaluate the extent to which managing the supply chain affects the success of the Nissan car company, its manufacturing factory in the UK. We'll assess, and my year 10s have just done this particular unit of work, the costs to Samsung of problems with its Galaxy 7 phone. These are topics which will engage your son. He will be familiar with all the businesses that we study. A very specific question here is analysing a break-even chart for Shelby Engineering. Shelby produce performance parts for cars, for high-performance cars. And we will do tasks like this. We will analyse these graphs. These are business graphs. This is not a graph put together by a teacher. This is a genuine break-even graph put together by a large engineering company. We often talk here about Burnage boys want to be engineers. Somebody needs to manage the engineering companies. That could be your son. This is the kind of things that we'll do. We'll analyse the effects on break-even of an increase in the global price of aluminium used in motor vehicle engine casings for Shelby Engineering. We'll look at the impact of the cost increase in setting sales and production. Engineering companies do require engineers. They also require managers. And it is the managers who will be earning more money than the engineers. Recent research has shown that business studies graduates and those who take a business training management apprenticeship route after college are amongst the top earners in the UK. There are many types of business career that you probably never thought of, quite possibly never even heard of, that offer high salaries and interesting work. I'm going to go through a few of them now. Here's one. It's a procurement manager. This is finding and negotiating with suppliers of products and of equipment used by a company in a production process. It is a £70,000 a year job, rising to £77,000. Bonuses could be cash bonuses, usually at 10 to 20%. So that could be another £14,000 a year on top of the salary. Benefits usually mean a company car. It's a well-paid job in business. Here's another one. Managing logistics, making sure the supply chain is efficient, making sure that things arrive in the factories for the building and for construction of things such as cars. It's a £50,000 a year job. Managing staff. So in those engineering companies, in those IT companies, in those retail businesses, there's lots of staff. Those staff need to be managed so that they are motivated workers with realistic targets. We call it HR. It's short for human resources. It's a £60,000 a year job in business. Many Burnage boys and their parents often say a career in law is something that is of interest. Parents' evenings. Many parents tell me they want their boys to be a solicitor or a lawyer. Many boys say they want to be a lawyer. Well, you can be a lawyer specializing in business. It's called corporate law. So your son could become a corporate lawyer. It's a £70,000 a year job. It involves negotiating contracts, looking at import and export regulations in other countries, and of course there are senior managers within organizations, chief executive officers, CEOs. These are jobs that pay around about £200,000 a year, and any of those previous jobs could be stepping stones to these kind of careers. So, choosing business studies as a GCSE option. Business studies GCSE could be a first step in preparing your son for a well-paid, highly rewarding career in the world of business. There is no coursework. This is not a BTEC. There is no coursework. There are 2 exams at the end of year 11. GCSE Business Studies is a popular option amongst Burnage boys, and many of my students have gone on to study business at college and university. The business studies courses at the top colleges such as Xaverian and Loreto are highly competitive. But at Burnage, we have an excellent track record of getting our boys into these colleges on the business studies courses. Thank you for listening. I will see some of you, at least, at the virtual Parents' Evening. You can contact me via school.